The Russian winter is, well, a really strong force. It comes with a cold breath covering the huge land in a thick white blanket. The air gets still and sharp, so cold it can feel like something you can touch. Rivers freeze solid, and the forests become quiet under all the snow. For hundreds of years, staying alive in this weather has depended on one thing more than anything else: warmth. The fight against the cold is, honestly, a very old story, part of Russian life itself. Without a good way to get warm, the long dark months would be too hard, even impossible. It's a battle fought not with weapons, but with fire and smart ideas. This deep, basic need for warmth created one of Russia's most famous inventions, the Russian stove. Or, long before central heating or modern comforts, this amazing structure was the beating heart of the home. Its beginnings can be traced back through hundreds of years, changing from simple, smoky fire pits to the grand, many-sided wonder we know today. In the tough weather, the stove was more than just a heater. It was like a strong fort against the never-ending winter. It meant safety, comfort, and the promise of staying alive through the darkest days, a steady guard against the unforgiving cold that was just outside the door. Imagine a small wooden house or tucked away in a village covered in snow. Outside, the wind howls and the temperature drops far below freezing. But inside, a soft, warm heat fills the air. This warmth comes from the stove, a giant structure made of bricks and clay that often takes up a big part of the main room. It is the main part around which all of life happens. Its presence turns a simple house into a safe place where the family can gather, protected from the weather. The soft crackle of burning wood is the sound of winter, a constant comforting reminder of the fire that keeps the cold away. The importance of the stove in Russian history cannot be said enough. It was the key to settling huge cold areas. It allowed communities to grow in places that would otherwise be impossible to live in. The stove's design was made better over many generations, each improvement making it work better, able to hold heat for long periods. This amazing efficiency meant that one fire could keep a home warm for a whole day. It was a masterpiece of heat engineering, born from need and made perfect with a deep understanding of the natural world. This simple yet brilliant invention was, and in many places still is, the most important part of life itself. The classic Russian stove is honestly a truly impressive sight. It is not a small metal box tucked into a corner. Instead, it is a massive solid structure built from hundreds of bricks and covered with a layer of clay or plaster. Traditionally, these stoves are painted white. Their clean, bright surfaces looking very different from the dark wood of the inside walls. This made the home feel bright and open, even in a small house. The stove's huge size is its most important feature, often taking up as much as a quarter of the floor space. It is less like a piece of furniture and more like a part of the building, the main anchor of the whole house. Building a Russian stove is a special art, a skill passed down through generations of master builders known as. Building one needs a deep understanding of how heat moves and what materials to use. The inside is a complex system of passages and rooms designed to catch every bit of heat from the burning wood. The smoke doesn't just go up a chimney, it travels through a winding path, warming the bricks along the way. This allows the stove to act like a giant heat battery. Once heated, its massive brick body will slowly and evenly send warmth into the room for many hours, sometimes even for a whole day after the fire has gone out. Besides the classic white brick stove, other types also found their place in Russian homes. As factories and machines became more common, smaller, more compact iron stoves became popular, especially in city apartments and smaller country houses. Or these metal stoves, often called, heat up very quickly, giving instant warmth. However, they also cool down just as fast once the fire dies out. They don't have the huge heat-holding ability of their brick cousins. While the iron stove offers convenience, the traditional brick stove offers a deeper, more lasting comfort, a gentle and constant presence that the quick-to-cool metal can never truly copy. The stove was not just a heater, it was the kitchen. Deep inside its structure is the cooking area, a large opening with a curved ceiling. Food was not cooked over a direct flame, but with the stored heat in the surrounding bricks. Pots of stew, grain porridge or bread were placed inside the hot area after the main fire had burned down to glowing coals. This method is like slow cooking, letting food cook gently for hours. It makes dishes with, well, an amazing deep flavour. The even, radiant heat bakes bread perfectly, with a crispy crust and a soft, airy inside, a taste that is hard to get in a modern oven. The Russian stove is truly amazing because it can do so many things, and its most special feature is perhaps This is a wide, flat shelf built on top of the stove, a warm and cosy sleeping spot. During the very cold winter nights, this was the most wanted sleeping place in the whole house. The gentle, steady heat rising from the bricks below gave a deep and peaceful sleep, better than any bed with blankets. It was usually kept for older people who got the most benefit from the healing warmth, or for young children, keeping them safe and snug through the night. Waking up on was like being wrapped in a perfect warm blanket. Life in the Russian home revolved completely around the stove. In the morning, the family would gather near it to feel its lingering warmth while getting ready for the day. It was where meals were cooked, where water was heated for washing, and where wet clothes and boots were hung to dry. The stove's wide surfaces provided space for everything. It was a place for talking, for telling stories, and for quiet thinking. Children would play at its base, always within the comforting circle of its heat. The stove was the social centre of the home, a silent witness to every part of family life, from daily chores to happy celebrations. The different types of stoves served specific purposes, showing what the household needed. The grand brick stove was the heart of the country family home, a permanent fixture designed for cooking, heating and living. Smaller iron stoves were easier to move and good for temporary homes or as extra heaters. Some homes might even have a special cooking stove, a smaller brick structure with a flat top for pans, separate from the main heating stove. This allowed for more ways to cook. Each design, whether the massive brick fort or the quick iron box, was an answer to a specific need, an adaptation to the demands of life and weather. Even the process of feeding the stove was a central part of the daily routine. Preparing and stacking firewood was a very important job, making sure there was plenty for the long winter. The act of lighting the fire each day was a ritual in itself, a moment that showed the change from the cold outside world to the warmth inside. The glow from the stove's opening would cast long, dancing shadows across the room, creating a feeling of very old comfort. The stove was not a quiet object. It was an active part of the home's life, needing care and attention, but giving back life-sustaining warmth in return. In Russian stories and culture, the stove is much more than a simple thing in the house. It is a powerful symbol, filled with deep meaning and even a touch of magic. It is seen as a protector of the home, a sacred place. Old tales often feature a friendly spirit, the EE who is said to live behind the stove, watching over the family and making sure they are well. The stove is a character in countless fairy tales, sometimes offering a hiding place for a hero, other times providing magical food. This cultural respect shows its central role not just in the physical home, but in the spiritual and emotional life of the people. As Russia became more modern, central heating and gas stoves became common, especially in cities. The old brick stove, once a necessity, began to disappear from many homes. It was seen by some as an old thing from the past, not working well and too big compared to modern options. For a while, it seemed the might disappear into history, a memory kept only in museums and outdoor cultural parks. The skills of the became rarer, and the comforting glow of the stove was replaced by the quiet hiss of radiators. The heart of the home, it seemed, was changing. Yet, the Russian stove has lasted. In recent years, there has been a big new interest in this traditional fireplace. Many people building new country homes or are choosing to install a classic brick stove. They are finding its special benefits again. The amazing quality of the heat, the delicious taste of slow-cooked food, and the feeling of connection to their history. The stove is no longer just about staying alive. It is about a certain good way of life. It represents a move away from faceless technology and a return to something real, lasting, and deeply comforting. Today, the Russian stove stands as a timeless symbol of home, family, and tradition. It is a testament to the cleverness and strength of a people shaped by tough weather. It represents warmth, food, and being together. To sit by a Russian stove on a cold winter's day is to feel a deep sense of peace and safety. It is a connection to the past and a bright light of comfort for the future. The fire within the stove may be simple wood and flame, but the warmth it provides goes far beyond the physical, touching the very soul of the Russian home.